Chapter 1. The Call to Go. Lena worked with a Christian mission called CCX Ukraine. One summer, she and a small team of 3 Christian girl students were asked to travel from Ukraine to Azerbaijan to encourage believers and share the love of Jesus. The journey would not be easy. To reach Azerbaijan, they had to travel through Chechnya, a region torn apart by war. Stories of violence, kidnappings, and death filled the news. Yet the team believed God had called them to go. Before leaving, the students gathered in prayer. "Lord," Lena whispered, "protect us and use us for your glory." Though fear gripped their hearts, faith carried them forward. Chapter 2. Through the Valley of Fear. The train rolled slowly through Chechnya. Outside the windows, the students saw ruined buildings, burned villages, and soldiers carrying weapons. The land looked broken by pain. At the Chechnyan border, armed guards climbed aboard the train. They searched luggage and checked documents again and again. Then suddenly, a man dressed like a guard burst into their compartment. Holding his weapon menacingly, he ordered everyone except Lena out of the room. "Show me all your money," he demanded. Lena's hands trembled. The money she carried was meant to pay for the entire mission team's expenses. She silently prayed, "Jesus, help me." Knowing she had no choice, she handed over the money. The man grabbed it and fled the train before anyone could stop him. When the real guards arrived, they searched for the thief but could not find him. One guard tried to comfort Lena. "You are fortunate," he said quietly. "It could have been much worse." Lena sat in silence, shaken and heartbroken. Yet deep inside, she sensed God was still with them. Chapter 3. Unexpected Friends. As the journey continued, something surprising happened. The Chechnyan guards became curious about these young Christians traveling willingly through such dangerous territory. Conversations slowly began. The students spoke kindly to the guards, asking about their families and listening to their stories. Little by little, fear faded. The guards stopped seeing strangers and started seeing human beings. The students even took pictures with the guards. One evening, a Russian student traveling with them nearly got dragged off the train at a checkpoint because officials believed his documents were incomplete. But the same Chechnyan guards stepped forward and defended him. "He stays with us," they insisted. The student was released. Lena realized something powerful. Kindness had opened doors fear never could. Chapter 4. The Mission in Azerbaijan. When the team finally reached Azerbaijan, God blessed their mission. They encouraged students, prayed with believers, and shared the message of Christ's love. Many people were strengthened in faith. But as the days passed, one thought troubled them all. "We must go back through Chechnya." The students prayed constantly for courage. When the time came to leave, Azerbaijani students gathered at the station, crying and thanking God for the encouragement the Christian visitors had brought. The team boarded the train once again, uncertain of what awaited them. Chapter 5. Songs in the Night. As the train approached the Chechnyan border, the students braced themselves with fear. Then something amazing happened. The very same guards who had traveled with them before came aboard smiling warmly. They brought food for the students and even prepared a meal for them. The guards were delighted when the students gave them copies of the photographs they had taken together earlier. As evening fell, the students began singing Christian worship songs softly inside the train compartment. At first, the Muslim guards listened cautiously. They did not understand the songs about Jesus and God's love. But slowly, the atmosphere changed. The guards relaxed. Some even joined the singing. The train moved through the dark night, while voices filled the compartment with peace instead of fear. Chapter 6. Tears of a Soldier. One song spoke about the unconditional love of God. As the students sang, one battle-hardened Chechnyan soldier suddenly broke down in tears. An AK-47 rested beside him as tears streamed down his face. "We are not all bad people," he said quietly. "Please tell your friends that we are not all bad people." The compartment fell silent. The students realized that beneath the uniforms, weapons, and scars of war were human hearts longing for hope, forgiveness, and love. Lena silently thanked God. Only Jesus could turn enemies into friends and fear into compassion. Chapter 7. Seeds of Faith. The journey finally ended safely. The students never forgot the lessons they learned on that dangerous train ride. God stays with his children, even in frightening places. Love can soften the hardest hearts. Kindness speaks louder than fear. The gospel can reach anyone, even soldiers in a war zone. No one knew what became of those Chechnyan guards afterward, but Lena believed God had planted seeds of faith in their hearts. And somewhere in the middle of a war-torn land, the love of Christ had shined brightly in the darkness.